Hello, this is Dan, Nowman Niswander. I am the host and producer of the Nowman Show. At this time every year, I rebroadcast an episode from 2016 called Disturbing the Peace. It's a documentary film that was produced by Reconsider, and it's the story of an activist group that formed in the West Bank called Combatants For Peace. It consists of former Palestinian militants and former Israeli soldiers that came together to promote peace, not only in their homeland, but all around the world. It's a very inspiring story. I did an interview when it screened in Beverly Hills in 2016. It's a very emotional film, and even the interview itself had some emotional moments for me. But before I stream it once again, I want to share with you a message here dated Christmas Day, December the 25th, on Instagram from the activist group Combatants for Peace. This year has been marked by profound pain and loss for so many across this land. The cycle of violence continues to devastate lives and deepen divisions. As we light the Hanukkah candles, we are reminded that light does not completely erase the darkness, but it challenges it. It symbolizes the strength to endure, the courage to stand for what is just, and the hope to create light in the darkest of times. As Combatants for Peace, we've seen what is possible when we acknowledge each other's humanity and commit to building a shared future. This land can hold something better: peace, equality, and dignity for all who call it home. This Hanukkah, may we draw strength from the light and continue the work of healing together in all corners of this land. Disturbing the Peace.
I was 4 years old when we were attacked on Yom Kippur. I remember us running to the shelter in Tel Aviv. It's very concrete for a child. They want to kill us. And I really didn't understand, why do they hate us so much?
ناصر أخوي كان أصغر مني، له كان تقريبا عمره 14 سنة. الجيش اللي حكوا له أطلقوا عليه رصاصة. أنا ما بعرفش كيف في هذيك اللحظة قدرت أتحمل الموقف.
كان عندي حلم إني أكون مقاتل في صفوف الثورة الفلسطينية يعني وأكون جزء من الكفاح المسلح ضد الاحتلال. كنت مستعد إنه أموت في سبيل هاي الأفكار.
I was admitted into the most prestigious unit in the Israeli army. I was extremely proud. I knew my father was proud.
صرت أفكر كتير إيش أنا دوري في الحياة هنا. فاخترت إني أعمل عملية استشهادية. זה מקומם, זה פשוט מרגיש טרור. ככה מרגיש טרור בעיניי.
מישהו התקשר ואמר שיש פלסטינים שמוכנים להיפגש איתנו.
كنت كثير خايف إنه قد يكون في مصيدة يعني هون.
We find that we actually have something in common. That willingness to kill people you don't know.
عندهم قوة يا جميل مش طبيعي. بده يجي كم واحد من المقاتلين من أجل السلام رفضوا الخدمة يغيروها.
إذا أنت قريتي عن نيلسون مانديلا، شخص لحاله غير دوله كان كل الدنيا وغير كل النظام، وأنت بتعرف إنه شخص لحاله، كل شخص لحاله كيف قدر يسوي هيك؟ كيف قدر يسوي؟
אנחנו מזמינים את כוחות הביטחון לפשוט את המדים ולהצטרף אלינו.
أنا بفقدش الأمل في فكرة إن السلام، إنه ما في طريق ثاني غير السلام.
So it was a process for you. Like I know in the film it talks about did you see Schindler's List while you were in prison? Was that kind of the beginning of it, or was it something else?
Well, actually, reading and watching the film about the Holocaust and reading about the Holocaust, it's part of the process. It's a long journey, as I said. Like even I knew a little Hebrew from home because my father spoke Hebrew fluently as well, because my family lived around Jerusalem. But in jail, I learned Hebrew under the title "Learn Your Enemy's Language," and it's maybe later on in Combatants For Peace, a bunch of Palestinian and Israelis that knows Arabic and Hebrew. Either Palestinian were in jail, that's how they know Hebrew. Either Israeli ex-military people that they know Hebrew because they need to work for, against the enemy. And that's like, unfortunately, that's how we learn languages of each other in most of the cases. But this helped us a lot of transforming the knowledge that we have and our personalities. Once you learn the language and the enemy is not enemy anymore, it's not some unknown person and culture anymore. You read about the narrative and the culture and the history and the connection to the place. So that enabled me to see the conflict from different sides, and it opened my mind.
How did you find this group of the army guys from the Israeli army, and was that an already existing group? How did you find out about them to reach out to them?
Firstly, I knew about this group from the media because I studied
television media.
I read Hebrew and Arabic, so I follow the Israeli media as well, or media, the Arabic media. And second, this was also another process of building trust among each other. The first meetings, which took place for a year, it was secret meetings in Bethlehem area. Illegal meetings.
Because there were multiple meetings, and the film showed the one for the first one, or focused on the first one.
The film shows the first meeting, but we had so many meetings, underground, secret meetings, to build the trust, because we supposedly meet the enemy of each side with mistrust, and every side thought these guys maybe are not real, So we have to be careful. We are in a conflict zone, so there is no trust there. It was the second Tifada also. The time was very important to say here. And from there, we didn't know where this was going anyway. So ultimately, in a year time, we name it Combatants For Peace after a lot of discussions. When you put Israelis and Palestinians in the room, there are a million opinions, so it was not easy also to agree on the name and the slogan and all the principles, but mainly it was big principle that both sides reach the point after fighting, after being in the army or being in jail. There is no military solution for our conflict. We both are there to stay there, and we have to find a way to manage with each other. And this way is the only way, which is a joint non-violence culture and path and struggle. And that's what we do, and that's what we inspired by even what happened in the US back in the days with Martin Luther King freedom marches, and that's what we do now every month actually.